there was a story, a movie or something. It says everything I learned in life was everything I needed to know I learned in kindergarten. Well, I was a kindergarten teacher for many, many years. And you get the basics in life, how to be kind to one another, how to treat one another. And I loved my kindergarten children. I loved first graders. I loved second graders, even up to third graders. But the little ones are so innocent and so kind. And so you learn the basics. And I wish people today, no matter what their age, would remember the things that they learned in kindergarten, their manners and so forth. And I think that contains a whole lot of wisdom there. Plus, listen to your parents. Listen to your grandparents. They taught you all your manners and how to respect elders. And you can have a difference of opinion, but you don't have to be ugly about it. Just live the best life that you can possibly live with the things that God has dealt you. Play the cards that God has dealt you and do it with dignity and respect for others, and love God and serve God, because this is all just a testing ground down here. And it depends on how you do on your test as to where you're going to go and spend eternity. So to me, is also find your niche in life. Everyone is good at something. God's given everyone talents and skills and a direction to go in life. And I think find that niche in your life and be happy and make yourself happy and serve God. And family and friends are the most important things in your life to me. And see as much of this beautiful world that God has created. Travel when you get a chance.
How about you?
Okay, I'm kind of different. I chose my profession when I was 13 years old. When I was 16, I made a list of what I wanted in a wife. I love pretty girls. I dated lots. I tried to date Christian girls. I wanted a girl from a similar background. Had I married a rich girl, I may not have been able to keep her in the manner that she's used to living, so she'd blame me and she'd leave me. And so I wanted a small town girl like I was. I wanted a Christian girl. I preferred the Baptist church, which she was. Similar backgrounds, similar so many things. I didn't want to ever divorce, so I wanted to make this work. And I wanted to have as many common denominators as possible. And I prayed for God to help me on this in this journey. I did my searching. I met, I looked, I found the perfect woman, and we've had a good life. And we've gone to church our entire life. And we plan to continue doing that. And we just are real happy with the two sons we've raised. And we're looking forward to the rest of the journey.
And their children. They're our grandchildren.
Our grandchildren are very important.
Special.
All right, so this may be a tough one. Do you have any regrets in life? And if so, what are they? Now, by regrets, it could be things that you did in regret or things that you didn't do in regret.
One of the things that I think I regret is I didn't quit teaching soon enough to be with my mother. Mother lived to be 90, and when she, 92 actually. But when she was 90, she had a stroke, which took away her speech and her ability to get out and walk a lot. And the only regret I would say is I should have retired sooner so that I could have had more quality time with her. And that's probably about the only thing I can say that I regret.
I don't really have many. We all make mistakes, but I've had a very planned life. My whole life was very well planned. I pretty well have done what I set out to do. There's always some things you look back on. I ranched. I took that from my father. I ranched as well as was a funeral director and embalmer. I finally sold the ranch And I didn't know they were going to discover oil on the ranch after I sold it, but thank God my sister bought it from me, and she got the oil, and bless her heart, she needed it, and she's done a good job with it. So I'm happy about that, and we've had reasonably good health, and we work out, we exercise. We've had some problems, but we've had good doctors. We go for physicals every year. We do the annual test. We do the whole works, and we've had a good life.
So just two more questions. If you had to do life all over again, what would you do differently?
Well, I dated three boys, I guess you would say. I started dating in the 8th grade in Nixon. I was dating a senior. He was a lot of fun. He loved to dance, and I did too. And then he went away to college, and then we broke up, and I started dating a junior. He was a cowboy, and I always wanted to be a part of my husband's lifestyle. And so whatever the boy was doing, like the cowboy, if he was working cattle, I wanted to work cattle too. And I tried for 5 years to become a cowgirl, and decided that really wasn't my kind of lifestyle that I always wanted. Then I found Don, and he seemed to be able to check off all the things that I like to do. He liked to dance. He liked to go out and eat. He had fun personality. So I don't know if that was right or wrong to just date and then to date only 3 men. And then when I became he was a funeral director, which was a big surprise. I didn't intend to marry a funeral director. Never thought about it. But when I did, his mother, we just discovered after we married, had brain cancer, and so she was trying to teach me how to take her place. And I was to do the hair and nails of all the women, and I thought, I'm not cut out for this. And so she had to convince me I had to do this, and she had to teach me how to do it before she had her brain surgery, which was coming up pretty quick. So she did teach me that, and she kept saying, focus on the person you're serving. You're doing a service to the people who are in grief. So that's what I focused on, and I learned how to do their hair and the ladies' fingernails. And so I worked with Don all through the years, and gosh, that was 50-something years. And when I was teaching, I knew that my principal was aware of the fact that Don needed me occasionally, and he would let me leave the classroom and put in a substitute for about an hour and let me run to the funeral home and fix the ladies' hair and fingernails, and then I could run back to the school. So that worked out fine. And so I learned to work with my husband, and I think that's important, if you can, to be with your husband in every part of his life if possible.
So how about you, Dad? If you had to do it all over again, is there anything that you'd do differently?
Not really. I had it well planned. I love beautiful women. I dated every one I could. When I went to the University of Texas and she wasn't there, I would cut out a list of the top 10 most beautiful. I would put it up on my bulletin board in my room. It was a game to me. I wanted to see how many I could get a date with. Once I got the date, it was like a dog chasing a car. I didn't know what to do when I got there, but I just wanted to meet them and associate with quality, beautiful ladies. It was like a toy store in Texas because there was so many students, so many beautiful girls. But I wound up going to Southwest Texas to find what I did. I found the perfect mate. I've never regretted it, and I still don't. And we've led a good life. We've got good children and good grandchildren. And we've planned right, and we've made mistakes, but we've done it with God's help, and it's helped us.
Well, you may have just answered my last question. What's the secret to a long life and a 50-plus year marriage?
Stay positive and never give up. Pray a lot. What else?
We lead a clean life. We lead a healthy life. We go for annual physicals every year. We take blood tests. Blood shows so much of what you've got working in your system. We try to lead an intelligent life. We've both got our education, our professions. We've got our churches. We've practiced our beliefs. And we want to live it and enjoy it, and then we're ready for the next step.
We've had to also, Don had open heart surgery, had triple bypass in March
05.
of 2005, which was an eye-opener for all of us because he had no symptoms. It was a big surprise. And that shook us up to the point to where wake up and stay healthy, eat healthy, exercise, and we started exercising. I started exercising about 20 years ago, 30 minutes a day, and we put treadmills in and bicycles in, and we both do our thing, and we try to eat right and exercise right, and it seems to have given us more ability to travel and better health than most of our friends that are our age and even younger. So we try to do exactly whatever the doctor tells us, and we try to exercise and eat right, and that's how we got this on, I guess.
All right.
One thing I would
Mhm.
like to tell you before it ends is my mother and father, it was either right before they married or right after they married, became Mr. and Mrs. Nixon. They were both chosen. He was king and she was queen of Nixon. And it was what a great honor. And I have a picture of them that I look back on occasionally, which was really neat. And I have a sister, Betty, who's 7 years older than I am, and she is a teacher. My mother was a teacher, my sister was a teacher, and I was a teacher, and we all love children. My sister is specialized in special ed and teaches severely multi-handicapped children. And her daughter is a teacher and is head over many special ed school, at least 10 schools in her capacity that she serves. And I just think that teaching kind of runs, and our love for children and teaching children runs in our family.
I think my wife was once Miss Nixon.
Yeah, I was.
And my sister was Miss Guerrero, so I was never Mr. Nixon. So anyway, that's the beauty. They're both very attractive ladies, sweet ladies.
Thanks.
Well, thank you all for the interview.
Yeah.
That was good. Oh, that was good.
I forgot to
We
say.
may have